Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXB and today is the 2nd of May 2024 and unfortunately guys, there is bloodbath in the global cryptocurrency world. The prices of Bitcoin has fallen down and if you look at the global cryptocurrency market guys, it is definitely looking red and this is definitely not ideal, isn't it? But look guys, this number should be anticipated because what happened is that the FOMC meeting was out and unfortunately guys, the numbers are definitely not looking good. So in today's episode guys, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and discuss what is the announcement that was done in the FOMC meeting, and Federal Reserve Board Chair Jerome Powell and his team has decided to keep the interest rate hike, and because of that guys, the prices of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market has fallen down. So we'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this news, and what I'll do is guys, I'll go ahead and explain the importance of the FOMC meeting and how it is connected to CPI numbers, and I'll also go ahead and share how it impacts the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency market. So please feel free to go ahead and check it out. Because look guys, these macro level factors directly and indirectly has an impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, isn't it? This, to be honest, is definitely not ideal. Because look guys, when you talk about Bitcoin's invention, it was separation of money and the state. Now when will the separation happen? How early? I'm not sure, to be honest. It might just take a couple of decades. And only after that guys, things like the inflation, FOMC meeting and even war, these factors will not have an impact on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So I'll go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion regarding this. Now in the world of stablecoin guys, we do have an update, and that is with the issuers of the largest stablecoin, that is Tether, and they have actually reported net profit of $4.5 billion, and that is just in the first quarter of 2024. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and share these numbers. And guys, there is some interesting news regarding tokenization and Securitize. They have raised $47 million. Now Securitize guys is connected to BlackRock. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and touch base on this. Now look guys, after the ICO era, there was anticipation of security token offerings to be the new hype. At that point of time guys, it did not happen. And that hype was actually driven by decentralized finance, followed by NFTs, followed by metaverse, and now artificial intelligence, isn't it? But look guys, what I definitely think, 3 to 5 years down the line, tokenization will be a massive deal. And so far as Securitize is concerned, you definitely need to go ahead and check what is it that they are doing, because what they want to do is they want to go ahead and put real world assets into blockchain. So tokenization and Securitize in particular, these are definitely areas you need to look into. Now regarding NFTs guys, we do have an unfortunate news, and there is some interesting matrix that has been put out that does actually state that NFT sales have actually dipped by well over 30%. Now this is only in the month of April guys. So in today's episode, I'll definitely go ahead and share more information regarding this news. And guys, like we do in every Crypto and Coffee at 8 podcast, I'm going to be covering 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys has to do with artificial intelligence, and that is to do with the Emirate of Abu Dhabi and TII. They have partnered with AppliedAI and they want to go ahead and provide AI backing to first responders in mission critical sectors. So look guys, artificial intelligence is definitely playing a crucial role in humanity, isn't it? So I'll go ahead and touch base on that news. Now the second news guys is more to do with an event that I'm conducting, and it is not to do with cryptocurrency as such, but it is more to do with podcasting guys. And on the 10th of May 2024, I'm having a session called as How to Start Your Podcast. Now look guys, if you want to get into the podcasting game, this is definitely worth looking into. So in today's episode, I'll go ahead and discuss what is it that I'll be doing in that session. Now look guys, if you are someone who wants to go ahead and sponsor this event, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. Let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee at 8 aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE and Middle East region. Now before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Thank you to our sponsors for being part of the blockchain DXB journey. Firstly, Advanced Media. Advanced Media, guys, is the largest distributor of professional video, photo, broadcast and cinematic equipment and accessories in the Middle East and MENA region. With over 2 decades of experience, Advanced Media is now the largest distributor in the Middle East, representing more than 100 recognizable brands, including brands such as Zeiss, DJI, Hasselblad, Red and Rode. As a matter of fact, guys, the very mic that I'm recording is being sponsored by Advanced Media as well, and Advanced Media has showrooms in Saudi Arabia and services as well. Looks like they're definitely taking the Middle East by storm. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they're taking corporate social responsibility very seriously, and they're focusing on 3 P's, that is people, planet and prosperity. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information regarding the statement of corporate social responsibility, check out the website, that is www.amt.tv. And here's the beautiful thing, guys, they also want to be a leader and set an example and reputation as a pioneer and member of the community. And in doing so, guys, they also have an AMT scholarship with SAE Institute in Dubai, UAE, so definitely check it out. And also, guys, Advanced Media is committed to persistently developing, organizing and hosting training workshops, seminars and community events that educate, inform and familiarize consumers with new equipment and the latest technological advances. So listen, guys, do one thing. If you do want to support this channel, go to the website, that is www.amt.tv, and follow the social media channels as well. All of the details are in the show notes below. Next, Tough Mudder Arabia, guys, they are putting some really iconic events in the Middle East, and there is one final event of the season that takes place on the 20th of April in the iconic location called as Al Marjan in Ras Al Khaimah. And the final event of the season, guys, is not going to be an ordinary event. They're going to be having some really cool obstacles. And so far as Tough Mudder is concerned, guys, they create hardcore obstacle courses designed to test your all-round strength, stamina and mental grit. And with the most innovative courses and millions of participants around the world, it is the premier challenge series in the world. Now look at Tough Mudder Arabia, they did put out, if not one of the biggest events in the world of obstacle course race, and they did that with the highest prize money in the history of obstacle course race. And what better way to end the series by having one final event on the 20th of April in the iconic location. Now look, guys, one of my goals is to complete 100 Tough Mudder, and I'm very close to getting there. Now if you want to go ahead and sign up for this event, the registration link is in the show notes below. So what are you waiting for, guys? Get your friends, get your family members, get your colleagues. The link to the registration for Tough Mudder Arabia on the 20th of April is in the show notes below. And if you go through the link, guys, there is a cool discount code mentioned in the show notes below as well. So hopefully, guys, I see you at the Tough Mudder event. Next, Startup OI is global one tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild, but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds. They continuously look for vulnerabilities in Ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below. Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now unfortunately guys, the global cryptocurrency market is not looking good. But what I want you to do is guys, I want you to compare these numbers with the volume of stable coins. And since the volume of stable coins has been increasing since the last 48 hours, I'm kind of content with it to be honest, because this gives an indication that people are probably parking their Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies and putting it into stable coins. And in just a matter of few days or couple of weeks, I'm pretty much sure the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market will be pumping up. Now let me know guys whether you agree to my assessment or if you want to dismiss it. And yesterday guys, I did have an interview with James Check as well, and that episode is live. So please feel free to go and check it out, because in that episode he went ahead and explained how utilizing UTXO model in Bitcoin, you can go ahead and identify psychological behavior of hodlers and people who have recently gotten into the Bitcoin and cryptocurrency game. So please feel free to go ahead and check it out. Now so far as the volume is concerned guys, the total cryptocurrency market volume is not looking good. It is down to $2.17 trillion. Since the last 24 hours guys, it is down by 2.08%. Now, if you look at the cryptocurrency market volume, guys, it has crossed the $100 billion mark. It is at $105.82 billion. Now, look, guys, if the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market is going down, there is definitely a possibility that there are a lot of people who are going ahead and selling a lot of the cryptocurrencies, isn't it? And that is the reason why the 24-hour volume has increased. But as I mentioned earlier, guys, because the volume of stablecoins is increased, I'm kind of okay with it, to be honest. Now, so far as the volume is concerned, it is up by 17.82%. Now, let me very quickly run through the volume in DeFi, guys. It is at $7.71 billion, and DeFi as of today is accounting for 7.29% of the total cryptocurrency market 24-hour volume. Now, so far as the total value locked is concerned, guys, it is on a constant decline. Today, it is at $89.39 billion. Now look guys, the only reason why the total value locked was on an increase was people were anticipating an Ethereum ETF to be approved, isn't it? But the chances of that is extremely less, and because of that the total value locked has gone down. And on the 30th guys, Hong Kong did go ahead and approve an Ethereum as well as a Bitcoin spot ETF, but unfortunately the inflows were ridiculously less, and because of these reasons guys, the total value locked, particularly for Ethereum, has been going down. Now, so far as the dominance regarding total value locked is concerned, it is Lido at $27.79 billion. Now, decentralized to centralized exchange dominance, guys, today has drastically increased. Today it is at 24.07%. Now, on the previous days, guys, that is Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesdays, decentralized to centralized exchange, their dominance was hovering between the 15 to 20% mark, isn't it? So it looks like because of the FOMC announcement, guys, a lot of decentralized exchanges have been used, and mostly they have been used to go ahead and convert a lot of the stable coins into Tether USDT, and now the stable coins, isn't it? Now let me very quickly run through the volume of decentralized exchanges, guys, because Uniswap has definitely picked up pace. Today it is at $2.48 billion. PancakeSwap is at number 2nd. Its volume is $691.75 million. Core Finance, guys, is at number 3rd. Its volume is $451.45 million. Phoenix, guys, is at number 4th, and its volume is $333.09 million. And finally, Orca, guys, its volume is $281.84 million. Now let me very quickly run through the volume of stable coins, guys. And what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, keep a track on the volume of stable coins at least till next Thursday. It is really crucial to check what the volume of stable coins is, particularly over the weekend, because that will actually determine the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, probably for the month of May, to be honest. Now the volume as of today, guys, is $98.04 billion, and stable coins is accounting for 92.65% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume, and Tether USDT is still leading the pack with $77.12 billion. And later on, guys, I'll discuss some positive news regarding Tether USDT, where they have shared some interesting numbers so far as the profit is concerned. Now the number 2nd, guys, so far as the 24-hour volume is concerned, that is FDUSD, and its volume is $10.09 billion, followed by Circle USDC, guys. Its volume is almost at the $10 billion mark. It is at $9.42 billion. Now let me very quickly run through the market cap, 24-hour trading volume and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Unfortunately, guys, Bitcoin's market cap is going down, and today it is at $1.11 trillion. Now look, guys, it's really crucial to see how the market reacts over the weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if the volume of stablecoin goes down. The market cap of Bitcoin might just go below the $1 trillion mark, to be honest. So let's see how that thing plays out. Now so far as the market cap of Ethereum is concerned, guys, it is at $359 billion. Now so far as the 24-hour trading volume is concerned, Bitcoin's 24-hour trading volume has definitely picked up pace. It is at $48.78 billion, and so is Ethereum at $19.77 billion. And it's needless to say, guys, a lot of people are selling a lot of the cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now, so far as the dominance is concerned, Bitcoin's dominance is 52.44%, whereas Ethereum's dominance, guys, is 16.40%. Now, this week, guys, what I'm doing is I'm looking at decentralized apps across different blockchain protocols, isn't it? Now, in today's episode, we'll go and look at decentralized apps that are currently working on Cardano. Now mind you, guys, I'm looking at only the top 5, and the matrix that I'm looking at is the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to decentralized app smart contract over a period of time, and this, to be honest, guys, is 24-hour period. Now the number 1, guys, is MintSwap, and listen to this, guys, the 24-hour volume is only $3.58 million. These are really scary numbers, isn't it? Now what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to dapradar.com and look at these numbers. These numbers, despite being ridiculously low, is still probably 100 times better than some of the other blockchains, to be honest. Because I very specifically remember some of the blockchain protocols, guys, the 24-hour volume was less than $50 as well. That's how scary the volume of decentralized apps is. Now the number 2nd, guys, is Wing Riders, and its volume is only $272,000. Sunday Swap, guys, is at number 3rd, and its volume is $239,000. The number 4th, guys, is AIDA Finance, and its volume is $36,470. Now the number 5th, guys, is NMKR Minting, and its volume is only $10,500. Now look, guys, these are the numbers for Cardano. And Cardano technically, guys, is one of the top performing blockchain protocols, isn't it? Now compare these numbers, guys, with what is going on in the centralized world. These numbers should definitely be 50 times, probably even 100 times of what it is right now, to be honest. Now look, guys, when these numbers are so low, I hate saying this, it just means one thing, that people are just not using these centralized apps, and so far as usage is concerned, it is still ridiculously low. So only time will tell, guys, if decentralized apps are the future, or will it be centralized apps. Now, guys, before we look at the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance BNB coin, what I want to do is, guys, I want to go ahead and give us some information regarding the FOMC meeting, because later on I'll go ahead and discuss the decision done by Jerome Powell regarding the interest rate hike. So what I thought, guys, is let me go ahead and explain to you guys the importance of FOMC meeting and how it is calculated, how it is connected to CPI numbers, and also how it is connected to the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Once we truly understand this, guys, then we'll get a better understanding of its impact, isn't it? So let me go ahead and explain the FOMC meeting. Now, the FOMC meeting, guys, is called as a Federal Open Market Committee meeting. And these meetings, guys, are a pivotal event in the financial world as they shape the monetary policy in the United States. And guys, there is this saying, if the US has cough, the entire world has pneumonia, isn't it? So it's really crucial to understand the importance of FOMC meeting. Now let me go ahead and explain what is it the FOMC meeting and how does it work, because there is definitely a lot of preparation and research done by them. And prior to the meeting, guys, extensive research and analysis are conducted by the staff of the Federal Reserve Board. They examine various economic indicators such as employment rates, inflation data, GDP growth, and international developments, and they do that to assess the current state of the economy. And during the meeting, guys, which lasts for approximately 2 days, the committee members engage in thorough discussion regarding the economic outlook and potential policy action as well. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, go to the Federal Reserve Board website, and it does give you the dates of these meetings as well. Now, really, I'm not sure if they do provide any tweets regarding this, but so far as the discussion during the meeting is concerned, guys, each member brings the expertise and perspective to the table, contributing to a comprehensive understanding of the economic landscape. And one of the key outcomes of the FOMC meeting, guys, is the formulation of monetary policy. And the committee evaluates whether any adjustments are needed to interest rates, particularly the federal funds rate, which then influences borrowing costs throughout the economy, and factors such as inflation targets, employment goals, and financial stabilities are carefully considered in the decision-making process. Now, so far as this team is concerned, guys, their names are mentioned in the Federal Reserve Board website as well. Now, so far as the announcement is concerned, guys, following the announcement, the FOMC issues a statement detailing its policy decision and also the rationale behind them. And later on, guys, I'll definitely go and touch base on this. Now, this particular statement, guys, is closely scrutinized by market participants, economists, and policymakers worldwide, as it provides insights into the future direction of monetary policies and its potential impact on the economy. Now, look, guys, a lot of the countries, they literally copy-paste this information, and they tend to incorporate it into their own country. Now, so far as the press conference is concerned, guys, in addition to the statement, the chair of the Federal Reserve Board holds a press conference to further elaborate on the committee's decision and field questions from the market. And this is the announcement that was done yesterday, guys. Now, so far as this press conference is concerned, guys, this forum allows for greater transparency and communications regarding the Fed's intentions and also the objectives behind making any decision. Now, look, guys, the market definitely reacts to these announcements, and the announcement of FOMC decisions often trigger significant movements in financial markets, including changes in bond yields, stock prices, currency exchange rates, and even the cryptocurrency world, isn't it? Now, look, guys, Bitcoin on the global cryptocurrency market has kind of collapsed because of this particular meeting, to be honest. And investors closely analyze the implication of the Fed's actions for their investment strategies and economic outlook. And guys, alongside immediate policy adjustments, the FOMC may provide forward guidance regarding its future intentions and the potential trajectory of monetary policy. And this guidance, guys, helps to manage market expectation and also provides clarity for businesses, investors, and consumers. And later on, guys, I'll definitely go ahead and retouch base on this as to what is it that Jerome Powell has said. So look, guys, overall, the FOMC meeting plays a really crucial role in shaping the course of monetary policy and guiding the US economy towards its objective of price stability, maximum employment, and sustainable growth. Now, what I want to do is, guys, I want to very quickly touch base on how the FOMC meeting is connected to CPI numbers. Now, look, guys, so far CPI numbers is concerned, it is kind of like an economic indicator that tells you what the inflation is, and the full form, guys, of CPI is Consumer Price Index, and it is a key economic indicator that measures the average change in prices that are paid by consumers for a basket of goods and services over time. And the Federal Reserve, guys, closely monitors CPI data as part of its mandate to maintain price stability. So let me go ahead and touch base on how CPI numbers are connected to a FOMC meeting and the Federal Reserve's monetary policy decision. Now, look, guys, so far as the CPI numbers is concerned, the only website to look at is the Bureau of Labor Statistics, and what that website does is, guys, it gives a detailed breakup of inflation, so please feel free to go ahead and check it out. Now, so far CPI numbers and Federal Reserve Board is concerned, guys, the Federal Reserve has a dual mandate to promote maximum employment and price stability. And one way it assesses price stability, guys, is monitoring inflation, and this is often measured by indicators like CPI, and the FOMC, guys, typically sets an inflation target, And most of the time, guys, all around the world, it is around 2%, and they then adjust monetary policies to achieve this target over medium term. Now, CPI numbers, guys, provides valuable insights into inflation trends, and if CPI data consistently shows inflation running above Fed's target, it may actually indicate an overheating economy, prompting the FOMC to consider tightening monetary policies, and they do that by raising interest rates to cool down the inflationary pressures. Now, look, guys, for 3 months in a row, the inflation in US has been high, and people were kind of anticipating that Jerome Powell might actually keep the interest rate high or might even go ahead and increase the interest rate hike. And because of that, guys, the prices of Bitcoin on the global cryptocurrency market and even the stock market has gone down. Now, conversely, guys, let's say if that CPI data suggests that inflation is persistently below target, it may signal weak demand or economic slack, prompting the Fed to consider accommodative measures, that is, lowering interest rates or implementing quantitative easing to stimulate economic activity and push inflation closer to the target. So look, as if the CPI numbers are low, there is a very high chance that the chair of Federal Reserve Board, they will go ahead and reduce the interest rate hike. Unfortunately, that is not happening in 2024 so far. Now, during the FOMC meetings, guys, the committee members review a wide range of economic data, including CPI numbers, and they do that to assess the health of the economy and determine monetary policy actions. And if CPI data diverges significantly from Fed's target or expectation, guys, it can actually influence the committee's decision on whether to adjust interest rates, provide forward guidance, or implement other policy measures. Now, the Federal Reserve, guys, uses CPI data as part of its communication strategy to guide market expectations and anchor inflation forecasts, and by referencing CPI numbers in its statements, speeches, and press conferences, the Fed signals its commitment to the inflation targets and provides transparency regarding its assessment of inflationary pressures and the outlook for the monetary policy. And the CPI data that is released, guys, that often leads to market volatility as investors adjust the expectations about future monetary policy actions that is based on inflation data, isn't it? And if the CPI numbers surprise markets by deviating from expectation, it can actually trigger significant movements in bond yields, stock prices, currency exchanges, and even cryptocurrency world as well, as the market participants assess the likelihood and timing of future interest rate changes by the Federal Reserve Board. So look, guys, in summary, CPI numbers play a very crucial role in shaping the Federal Reserve's monetary decisions by providing insights into inflation trends and guiding the FOMC's assessment of economic conditions and appropriate policy responses. Now look, guys, what I want to do next is, I want to go ahead and explain how the FOMC meeting impacts the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency, because clearly, guys, because of this, billions of dollars have been wiped off from the cryptocurrency market, isn't it? And CPI numbers and Federal Reserve monetary policy decisions, guys, can have significant impact on the price of Bitcoin and the broader cryptocurrency market. So let me go ahead and touch base on 5 points, guys. First one is the inflation hedge narrative. The second one is risk on and risk off dynamics. The third one is dollar dynamics. The fourth one is macroeconomic outlook. And finally, guys, the regulatory response. Now, so far as inflation hedge narrative is concerned, Bitcoin, guys, is often touted as a hedge against inflation, isn't it? And this is due to its fixed supply and deflationary nature. Now, when CPI data suggests rising inflationary pressures, or if the Federal Reserve adopts an accommodative monetary policy stance through quantitative easing or keeping interest rate low, investors may flock to Bitcoin as a store of value, and they want to do that to protect their wealth from potential currency devaluation or purchasing power erosion, isn't it? Now, so far as risk on and risk off dynamics is concerned, cryptocurrencies including Bitcoin are perceived as risk assets, meaning, guys, their prices tend to correlate with the broader market sentiment and also the risk appetite, and changes in Federal Reserve policy, especially unexpected shift in interest rate or even changes in forward guidance, can impact investor sentiment and lead to risk on and risk off movements in the financial markets. And this is applicable for cryptocurrency world as well, isn't it? For example, guys, if the Federal signs a dovish stance that is indicating accommodative policies, it may lead to increased risk appetite among investors, potentially benefiting Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now, the next point, guys, is regarding dollar dynamics. And look, our CPI data and the Federal Reserve policy decisions can influence the value of US dollars, and cryptocurrencies including Bitcoin often exhibit an inverse correlation with the dollar. So when the dollar weakens, guys, Bitcoin may actually strengthen and vice versa. And changes in the dollar's value relative to fiat currencies can impact the attractiveness of Bitcoin as an alternative store of value and affects its price dynamics. Now, so far as macroeconomic outlook is concerned, guys, Federal Reserve policy decisions and CPI data can actually provide valuable insights into broader macroeconomic environment, including expectations for economic growth employment and consumer spending as well, and positive economic indicators and expectation of inflation, guys, may actually boost the confidence in cryptocurrencies as they are seen as speculative investment and also a store of values in it, and this potentially drives the prices higher. Conversely, guys, concerns about economic downturns or deflationary pressures may dampen investor sentiment, leading to selling pressures on cryptocurrencies. And finally, guys, I'd like to talk about regulatory response and cause increased inflationary pressures or monetary policy stimulus measures by central bank, including the Federal Reserve, may prompt regulators to scrutinize cryptocurrencies more closely, and regulatory announcement or changes in regulatory framework can impact market sentiment and investor confidence in cryptocurrencies, which directly and indirectly influences the price and adoption, isn't it? So look, guys, overall, while Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies are influenced by a multitude of factors, including technological developments, market sentiment and geopolitical events, CPI data and Federal Reserve policy decisions remain important drivers that can shape the market dynamics and investor behavior in cryptocurrency space, and this can clearly be seen so far as the price of Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Binance BNB is concerned, isn't it? So let me just run through the price of the king of all kings, guys, and unfortunately the price of Bitcoin has gone down, and today it is at $57,620. This is absolutely sad and scary, isn't it? Now, since the last 24 hours, guys, it is down by 4.37%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 10.69%. Ethereum, guys, is well below the $3,000 mark. It is at $2,937. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 2.28%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 7.32%. Binance BNB Coin, guys, is well below the $600 mark. Today, it is at $554. Since the last 24 hours, it is down by 3.49%. Since the last 7 days, it is down by 8.63%. Now, let me once again touch base on the FOMC numbers, guys. But what I'm going to be talking about next is directly connected to what is going on right now, isn't it? Now, so far as the FOMC meeting is concerned, guys, it did actually take place yesterday, and it was at roughly around 10 p.m. Gulf Standard Time, guys, and Federal Reserve Board Chair Jerome Powell and his so-called Avengers, they decided to keep the interest rate unchanged, put a red flag on recent disappointing inflation readings, and suggested a possible stall in movement towards more balance in the economy. Now, what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, rather than listening to mainstream media such as fake news CNN or CNBC or MSNBC or even Fox News for that matter, go to YouTube, subscribe to Federal Reserve Board's website, and please go ahead and watch the entire video where Jerome Powell, he does go ahead and give his reasoning as to why they've gone ahead and decided to keep the interest rate exactly the same. Now let me give you a quick summary, guys, of what he actually said in that meeting, but once again, guys, I'd really recommend you to go ahead and check it yourself as well, because it's always best to go ahead and verify this information personally, isn't it? Now, the entire video, guys, is roughly around 40 minutes long, but it is definitely must to go ahead and look at information from first source. Now, what Jerome Powell said, guys, is that the recent data indicated that the economy was on a solid growth trajectory with a robust job gains and persistently low unemployment rate. But despite some easing, guys, inflation remained higher than desired, and that posed a challenge to the committee's 2% target. And the FOMC meeting, guys, operates under a dual mandate, and their role is to promote maximum employment and maintain stable prices. And over the past year, guys, what he said is that the committee noted a better balance in risks to achieving these goals, although, guys, uncertainties in the economic outlook definitely lingered, especially regarding inflation. Now, so far as the decision is concerned, guys, the FOMC chose to maintain the target rate of federal rate at 5.1 to 5.5%, and this rate, guys, influences the borrowing cost across the economy and serves as a tool for managing economic activity. Now, looking ahead, guys, what they said is that the committee signaled a cautious stance on future rate adjustments, emphasizing the need for sustained progress towards the 2% inflation objective before considering any reduction in the target range. Now, what was really bit interesting to note, guys, that the FOMC also outlined their plan to continue reducing its holding of treasury securities and also the agency debt and mortgage-backed securities, and this process, guys, is known as balance sheet normalization. Now, what I found out, guys, is throughout the decision-making process, the committee looks like they remain vigilant and they are closely monitoring incoming data, including labor market conditions, inflationary pressures, and financial developments, and they're doing that to ensure policy aligns with their objectives. So what I'd really recommend you to do is, guys, after Jerome Powell made this announcement, there was also back and forth question by the media, so please feel free to go and check it out. So what I can say is, guys, the FOMC's recent statement definitely reflects a nuanced approach to monetary policy, balancing the need for continued economic expansion with the imperative of maintaining price stability. Now, because of the anticipation of this news, the prices of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market did actually go down, isn't it? But look guys, what I'm looking at is the volume of stable coins, because it looks like people have not converted it into fiat currency, isn't it? And that, to be honest, is slightly a positive sign. And I wouldn't be surprised guys, let's say next week from Tuesday onwards, the price of Bitcoin and the global cryptocurrency market will be in a positive turn. Those are my honest thoughts. But listen guys, I do have this very simple question to you, and let me know what your thoughts are regarding this. Shouldn't Bitcoin be a safe haven during inflation? Unfortunately guys, that is not happening, isn't it? But what is happening is, stablecoins is turning out to be a safe haven, and they are turning out to be a safe haven during times of war, even during times of inflation. And the next thing guys I'd like to talk about, that is to do with Tether USDT, and they have actually published a report guys, and what that report states is that the first quarter of 2024 was highly profitable for Tether USDT in particular, and they experienced a net profit of $4.52 billion. Now, Tether Holding Limited, guys, they released this assurance opinion for the first quarter of 2024, and this was actually conducted by a firm called as BDO, which is a leading global independent accounting firm. Now, the report, guys, is in the show notes below, and what that report actually states is that Tether holds over $90 billion in US treasuries with a net equity of $11.37 billion, and Tether issued tokens, guys, are 90% backed by cash and equivalents, with over $12.5 billion issued in Q1 alone. And CEO Paulo Adrano, guys, has emphasized transparency and stability as well. And Tether, guys, reserves the right to adjust reserves as needed. And guys, the reserve report confirms Tether's strong financial position, with assets exceeding liabilities by over $6 billion. And Tether Group's strategic investment, guys, is totaling over $5 billion. And this demonstrates his dedication to various sectors. Now look guys, truth be told, me personally, I'm not a fan of Tether USDT as well. And so far as this firm is concerned, guys, BDO, they do have a subsidiary called as BDO Italy. They have been found on several occasions where they were manipulating and giving incorrect information. But look guys, I'm hoping that Tether USDT does not collapse, because if Tether USDT collapses, guys, the impact will be absolutely devastating. The impact of that will be 10 times or maybe 25 times more than FTX and Terra Luna's collapse combined. Those are my honest thoughts. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Securitize. Now look guys, if you're someone who's relatively new in the space, what I'd really recommend you to do is look at tokenization and try to understand what tokenization is, and then look at Securitize, guys. And Securitize, guys, is closely associated with BlackRock's tokenization fund that is called as BETL. Now so far as this news is concerned, Securitize has secured $47 million in strategic funding, with BlackRock leading the investment, and also crypto companies like Aptos Labs, Paxos, and even Circle participated in the funding round. Now the investment guard signals optimism for the future of real-world asset tokenization, and BlackRock's global head of strategic economic partnership, that is Joseph Shalem, will join Securitize's board of directors. Now this news, guys, is published on Securitize's website, and the link to that is in the show notes below. Now it's really important to note, guys, why this news is an absolutely massive news is because Securitize has actually partnered with BlackRock, and they are working as a transfer agent, that is to do with the tokenization platform, and they were playing the role of a placement agent for the launch of BlackRock's USD Institutional Digital Liquidity Fund, also called as BIDL, that is built on Ethereum blockchain. And BlackRock's inaugural tokenized fund, guys, invested in cash, US Treasury bills, and repurchase agreements, paying daily dividends deposited monthly as tokens worth $1 each. And BIDL investors, guys, could exchange their shares for USD coin, that is Circle USDC stablecoin, that is USDC. Now so far Securitize is concerned, guys, they are registered with the Security and Exchange Commission as a broker, dealer, and transfer agent, and they are also a member of FINRA as well. So look guys, I wouldn't be surprised if Securitize does turn out to be a giant player in the cryptocurrency world. Now guys, let's discuss some unfortunate numbers that is to do with NFT marketplaces. And guys, in April, the NFT marketplaces saw a decline as the sale reached approximately $1.1 billion, marking a 31.2% decrease from March. And the numbers of NFT purchases, guys, they also fell by 51.88%. And this was accompanied by a 45.72% reduction in sellers during the same period. Now interestingly, guys, Bitcoin emerged as the leading blockchain for NFT sales last month, generating $597.62 million in transactions. Now this information, guys, is actually published by CryptoSlam.io, and what they actually stated is that Ethereum experienced a significant drop in sales, plunging to $247.32 million, reflecting a 56.8 decrease from previous month, and Solana guys was at number 3rd. They also saw a decline, with Sol-based NFTs falling to 39.4% to just over $159 million. Now despite these declines guys, Immutable X and Avalanche recorded upticks in NFT sales during April. Now regarding Avalanche guys, I do have a big question mark, because I very specifically remember Avalanche Foundation decided to go ahead and purchase some NFTs. This is definitely not ideal in my opinion, because what the foundation is doing guys, they are going ahead and purchasing the NFTs, and it's needless to say because of that the price of NFTs and even the volume will increases in it. So really I'm not sure how the US Security and Exchange Commission will be looking at this. Those are my honest thoughts. So these were some macro level news guys from cryptocurrency and blockchain world. Now let's look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news guys is a partnership between TII and AppliedAI, and they want to provide AI backing to first responders in mission critical sectors. So let me go ahead and give us some more information regarding this guys, because this collaboration guys is to enhance UAE emergency operations, isn't it? And TII guys, they focus on breakthrough technology for first responders, and they have a project called as Fire Night that integrates TII's secure mesh shield technology, and AppliedAI specializes in AI system for safety and health sectors as well. And this collaboration guys aims to improve first responder safety with the AI-powered system, and TII CEO guys emphasizes collaborative efforts for transformative outcomes. And AppliedAI CEO guys is excited about the potential to safeguard lives, and the project guys targets real-time situation awareness and voice control, and AI aids insurance underwriting and decision making for first responders will be available because of this partnership. And AppliedAI's Abu Dhabi headquarters guys definitely underscores innovation commitment, and this partnership signifies focusing on utilizing AI to save lives, and advanced material will definitely enhance energy response capabilities, isn't it? And secure communication technologies will definitely ensure efficient operations because of this news. Now look, as far as AI is concerned, AI monitors first responders' health during emergencies, and even voice control guys will enhance communication for rapid response. And so far as decision making is concerned, decision system will assist in critical decision making process as well. And insurance underwriting guys will definitely be optimized with AI powered solution. The look as so far as decision making is concerned, there is this theory that AI will eventually make better decisions in comparison to human beings as well, isn't it? That is both scary but great at the same time as well. Now look, so far as this partnership is concerned, they're definitely working on a collaborative effort, and they're poised to revolutionize emergency response. So definitely positive news. Now guys, the second news that I'm going to be talking about is an event that I'm conducting on the 10th of May. And this session guys is called as How to Start a Podcast. So let me go ahead and explain what is it that you can expect at this session. Now look guys, if you want to go ahead and sponsor this event, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now this particular event guys is completely free to attend, and it takes place on the 10th of May from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Gulf Standard Time. And the session guys is called How to Start Your Podcast, and this session guys is completely suitable for beginners and even experienced podcasters seeking insights and tips. So I'll go ahead and explore how you can choose compelling podcasting topics. And do you start a podcast based on your passion or your experience of work, or do you talk about current events, that is the geopolitical chaos between Russia and Ukraine, or let's say Israel or Palestine, or even US politics right now? Now in this session guys, I'll go ahead and discuss how you can optimize episode duration for engagement. And usually speaking guys, longer episodes are preferred. And I'll go ahead and discuss guys how frequently you should go ahead and upload your episode. Should you do it daily? Should you do it monthly, or should you do it based on an event? Now look, as one of my friends, he does release episodes only when there are particular events, and that has got great success as well. Me personally, I tend to release Crypto and Coffee at 8 from Monday to Thursdays, but I do have a second podcast guys that is called as Race Based Podcast. I tend to do that based on events as well. Now in this session guys, I'll also go ahead and share whether you want to go ahead and release solo episodes, or do you want to go ahead and release interviews. Now look guys, based on my experience, solo episodes are extremely tough, but so far as interviews are concerned, they are so much more easier, to be honest. Even the editing so far as interviews is concerned is at least 10 times much easier. Those are my honest thoughts. Now so far as this event is concerned guys, I'll also go ahead and share my thoughts and opinion, whether you need a studio to go ahead and record it, or can you go ahead and record your podcast at home. Now if you're doing it at home guys, what are the equipments that you should be using? The answer is pretty simple guys. The better your audio quality, that is what makes for a grand success. And I'll also go ahead and share guys what platform you need to use to go ahead and launch your podcast. Should you do it on Anchor, which is now taken over by Spotify? Should you do it by Podbean? And there are a couple of UAE-based platforms as well, guys, like Podio. Do you want to go ahead and do that? And then, guys, I'll go ahead and explain what is RSS feeds and the importance of RSS feed and how you can utilize Podcasting 2.0 as well. And that's where you can monetize your podcast as well. Now look, guys, artificial intelligence is definitely helping quite a lot of lives, isn't it? And I tend to use artificial intelligence, and truth be told, guys, it saves me at least 3 to 4 hours every day. So I'll go ahead and discuss how you can utilize AI tools and how it actually saves you a lot of time, as well as how you can use AI tools for promotion. And guys, I'll also go ahead and explore the benefits of audio versus video podcasts and how you can do branding and quite a lot of other. Now look, guys, it's really important to note when you talk about podcasting, it's 90% audio, isn't it? And I'll go ahead and share how you can go ahead and edit your audios. And can you do that using free softwares, or do you require paid softwares? Now look, guys, this session is completely free of cost. And one of the key things, guys, which I've noticed with my colleagues who do podcasts in the space, they tend to have a lot of background noise. And the very first thing I've told at least 4 or 5 of them now is to go ahead and remove the background noise. And to be honest, guys, it literally takes less than 30 seconds to go ahead and completely eliminate the background noise. So I'll go ahead and share information regarding that. Now look, guys, when I tend to do interviews, what I tend to do is I tend to give them questionnaires in advance. Now in this particular session, guys, I'll go ahead and share at least 3 to 5 questionnaires so you guys get an understanding of what a questionnaire template is. But at the same time, guys, I know some of my colleagues who don't use any questions as well. So it depends on your personality, to be honest. Can you go ahead and do the interviews and go? Or do you need preparation like myself? And look, guys, both of them have advantages and disadvantages, to be honest. Some of them are completely comfortable doing it on the go. Me personally, not so much, to be honest. But I'll definitely go ahead and share the benefits and drawbacks of both. And finally, guys, I'll also go ahead and explore podcast sponsorship matrix and the different strategies for approaching clients. Now look, guys, this session is completely free of cost, so you can register it via eventbrite.com or drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. Now look, guys, if you're someone who wants to go ahead and sponsor this session, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. So that's about all, guys, on the cryptocurrency, blockchain, and AI world from Crypto Incorporated from Blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, mention them in the comments below. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And guys, also please feel free to go ahead and check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. Now for the next few minutes is going to be an Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's get started with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's Josh from Blockchain DXB. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Terry who asks, why is Tether USDT so prominent in the cryptocurrency market, and how does it manage to stay stable despite the volatility of cryptocurrencies? Now look, Terry, the answer to this is pretty simple. When you look at the 24-hour volume of Tether USDT, it usually accounts for 60%, 70%, certain cases even 90% of the total cryptocurrency market volume. Now Tether USDT definitely holds a significant presence in the cryptocurrency market, and this is due to its status as a stable coin, isn't it? Now stable coins theory is designed to maintain a stable value, and this is relative to fiat currency, and most of the time all the stable coins are kind of connected one-to-one to US dollar, isn't it? And this stability of all stable coins makes it a preferred choice for traders and investors, because what they can do is they can park their funds during times of market volatility, and that is what we are seeing right now, isn't it? Because by doing that, it offers a hedge against price fluctuations in other cryptocurrencies, isn't it? Now, so far as the stability of Tether is concerned, Terry, that you asked, is this primarily maintained through a combination of factors. Firstly, the company behind Tether USDT, that is Bitfinex, they claim that each token is backed by a reserve of fiat currency, that is the US dollar, and this US dollar is held in banks, and they have different forms, and this is backed by US treasuries, and that is something which I mentioned earlier on as well. Now secondly, Tether also have regular audits, and this is something which me personally have a problem with, because the audits claim that they verify the adequacy of its reserve. Now look, Terry, it's not only me, but others have also raised concerns about the transparency of the audits. Now, Tether has definitely made efforts to enhance transparency by releasing periodic reports from some accounting companies, but these accounting companies, truth be told, are really shady as well. Now look, Tether's widespread adoption across various cryptocurrency exchanges and trading platform enhances its liquidity and stability. And recently at the Token 2049 event, Tether did go ahead and announce a partnership with Tron blockchain as well. Now so far the volume is concerned, most of the volume does actually take place on Tron blockchain. So look, when you talk about stable coins, Tether USDT is definitely the key player on the cryptocurrency market. Now me personally, I'm not a fan of stable coins, and so far as the pillars of open blockchain is concerned, Tether USDT definitely do not follow the ethos of open blockchain or any of the stablecoin issuers for that matter. Now look, Terry, according to me, Bitcoin is pure to be electronic cash system, isn't it? But when you talk about stablecoins, they definitely act as a central intermediary, and they can definitely go ahead and freeze your accounts. And just 2 weeks ago I talked about Tether USDT, where they openly said because of sanctions in Venezuela by US, they'll be more than happy to go ahead and freeze the accounts. Those are my honest thoughts, but definitely an excellent question. And that's about all, guys, on the Ask Me Anything season blockchain DXB. In case if you guys have any feedback or suggestions, mention them in the comments below. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating and share the word across. And guys, also please feel free to go ahead and check out my website, that is www.blockchaindxb.com. And remember guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 am to 8:30 am, we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. And lately guys, I'm also looking at artificial intelligence as well as in it, and we also look at 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East, from cryptocurrency, blockchain and AI. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening guys, and have a nice one. Bye bye.